Hello and welcome everybody to yet another presentation of Hard Hats TV. Today we have the third game of the day. We've got the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks versus Premier West. I know you might not be able to read the Skyhawks. We'll get to that, but those are the colors being used today by the Skyhawks. You'll see them in a minute. But here we go. I've got lineups for you all the way up and down. We'll start off with the Premier West team, which will be pitching first. They're the home squad here. Right fielder Dalton Berg will lead things off. Second baseman Max Trujillo is second. Center fielder is Nate Hutchison at third. Cleanup, shortstop Kendrick Aragon. Designated hitter Kenji Bray is fifth. The first baseman is Brennan Gunter, batting sixth. Third baseman, for the first time coming in, Jude Purvis is seventh. Kendrick's brother, Cade Aragon, going to take up the catcher slot and bat eighth, and the little man, left fielder Jake Kellogg is ninth with Nolan Engel on the mound. So the first three for Premier West: right fielder Dalton Berg, second baseman Max Trujillo, and center fielder Nate Hutchison. The middle three: shortstop Kendrick Aragon, designated hitter Kenji Bray, and first baseman Brennan Gunter. And the bottom three: third baseman Jude Purvis, catcher Cade Aragon, and left fielder Jake Kellogg with Nolan Engel on the mound. Now for Skutt Catholic, leading off for them, left fielder Austin Hansen. Second baseman will be Bubba Day today. Then he'll be batting second. Center fielder Joseph Collega is third. Cleanup, third baseman Luke Van Dyke. Designated hitter today, Dylan Van Dyke is fifth. The catcher Jack Stalinsky is sixth. Right fielder Brendan Ruth is seventh. First baseman Houston Barron is eighth. And the shortstop Nate Christensen is ninth. The first three, and then Ryan Lynn on the mound. So the first three for Arbor Bank: left fielder Austin Hansen, second baseman Bubba Day, and center fielder Joseph Collega. The middle three: third baseman Luke Van Dyke, designated hitter Dylan Van Dyke, and catcher Jack Stalinsky, with the bottom three being right fielder Brendan Ruth, first baseman Houston Barron, and shortstop Nate Christensen. Ryan Lynn on the mound. Thank you all for watching Hard Hats TV. At some point here, I will make it visible so that you can actually see what the score is, without straining your eyes too much. But that is the accurate colors. I just wanted everybody to see that. That is indeed the colors being used here by Skutt Catholic. These are off the palette colors, I'll say that. Top of the first, starting here. First pitch, strike one for Nolan Engel. Foul ball. Strike two. Austin Hansen, the leadoff man here. Smacks it down the line and fair. It'll get through. Bray dives for it but cannot get it down. A well-placed single is going to lead things off for Arbor Bank. So now that you guys have actually seen the colors, I'm going to make them visible and adjust this so that it has, even though it is wrong, I'm going to use black so you can actually read it. There you go. Bunt put down, and it's got some backspin. It's a good one. Sliding, the throw from Aragon does get him. A good scoop from Gunter, able to get Bubba Day on a spiked ball from Aragon. Intended for first. The sacrifice bunt works. And it brings up Joseph Collega. Ball outside taken. 1-0 count. Arbor Bank 1-2 so far. Lost their doubleheader in the first day against Bellevue and Pueblo, both of which have 2 or more wins now, and then won a walk-off extra inning game against Rocky Mountain. Never mind, not a strike. So 2-0. Swung on and grounded over to short. Handled by Bray. The throw bouncing, and Gunter yet again able to scoop it out. Runner advances. But out number 2 recorded 6-3. I'm not crazy, right? That is Kenji Short. No, it's Kendrick Aragon. Sorry. Bray was the starter game 1, and then he was pitching yesterday. So I assume that he would be doing this. He's not. Ball 1. Here's Luke Van Dyke, the cleanup man, trying to get the Skyhawks on the board. Swung on and fouled away. He has the bright pink bat, which paired with these colors, man, whew, it's like a tropical bag of Skittles. Every color in the rainbow. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Van Dyke. Engel no Ks thus far, but I remember him last year being a solid pitcher out of the pen, I believe. I don't think he started. I could be wrong, though, just doing it off memory. Van Dyke skies one into center. Going back on it and making the grab. The center fielder, Nate Hutchison. He was very good last night. Almost finished the game on a diving catch at the buzzer. In the game against the Hard Hats, Premier West came up just short in extras. What a performance. Almost the upset of the tournament. Oh, wow. This nest is really formed. We got a ground finch, or a common house finch here. That over one of our smoke detectors, I want to say, has built a house, and it is quickly taking shape. By that I mean nest. But they're not going in there and floating back out. Good for them. All right. I might even see something else in there. Oh, there is. There's something else moving in there.
Playing second base, number 17.
Oh, it's another one.
Playing
The
center
partner.
field, number 13, Joe Collega. And at third base, number 34, Luke Van
On the
Dyke.
mound. This time
Designated hitter today is number 12,
for the
Denton.
Skyhawks is Ryan Lynn.
Doing the catching duties, number 5, Jack Stolinski. In right
So
field,
Premier West
number 20, Brendan Ruth.
0-2, but they played an
And at first
incredible
base, number
performance
1,
from Stuart
Hudson Barrett.
Fairchild
And at
or
shortstop, number
Skylar
18,
Fairchild
Nate
of
Fairchild.
Missoula in a 1-5 loss
On
while
the
pitching
mound,
a
number
masterpiece,
18,
and
Jack
then really
Stolinski.
narrowly challenged the Hard Hats. So they've had 2 very difficult games thus far. They are 0-2, but it's a little deceiving. Bottom of the first, leading off is Dalton Berg.
Leading off for Premier West, Dalton Berg.
Ball taken. Dalton Berg had a great night last night against the Hard Hats. I believe had 2 hits and a walk. 1-1. Strike 2. The ball bounces out of the glove of the catcher, Smolinski, not to be confused with. This is Jake Smolinski, not Jack Stolinski of Bellevue West. 1-2. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets away. There might be a play here. Berg is going to be safe. So despite the strikeout, he will reach base
Berg reaches on drop third, brings
on a
up number
pass
7,
ball.
Max Trujillo.
Pass strike 3 moves Berg onto the bases and brings up Max Trujillo. Fastball 1 in the zone. Hope you're all enjoying whatever holiday-ish thing happened last night, and then maybe you're having a full weekend out here. Maybe you're doing that. You're turning it into a 4-day weekend. Makes sense. Grounded over to third. The flip to second in time, and the relay not there. Kicked away by the runner, and he will be safe at second. So Trujillo makes it. I think it would have been an infield single anyways, but it's going to be an E4 that moves him to second. So, or I guess it wouldn't have been a single. It would have been a fielder's choice. And then an E4 is the first error of the game. It put a, yeah. Daltonberg out, 6-4, fielder's choice. First out of the game. Nate Hutchison now up. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Today starting to get into that zone where you got a lot of clouds happening, but they're not scary yet. Eventually they will get scary. 2 o'clock seems to be when it rains every day. So, and when it rains, it really rains. One. Popped up into shallow left field. The shortstop going back on it, making the grab. That's Nate Christensen. I was like, this isn't Heller. So Kendrick Aragon now up. The cleanup man. Really, I mean, that was, you're now 2-2. A 12-0 victory. It was a real show of force. That ball bounces away. The throw to third, not in time. It gets away, but there is somebody backing it up. So a stolen base successful for Max Trujillo. They say, did he go? I don't know. 1-0 count. I mean, it was dominant. It's the most runs scored, the biggest win, only the second mercy rule. And it was over a team that had gone toe-to-toe with the Hard Hats and this Skutt squad. It was a very impressive win. Now you cement yourself as a team in the middle of the pack fighting for like a 4th or 5th spot and a chance to play for 3rd place. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. The problem is you already, that Rhode Island team already lost to Pueblo, who is also 2-2. So if both teams were to win, Pueblo has the head-to-head advantage to keep them out of the top 4. High ball 3. 3rd and 4th place teams play each other for 3rd place. 4th and 5th and 6th play for 5th place. And then there's a 7th place and a 9th place. And then, of course, the championship game. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Kendrick Aragon now up. Full count. Lynn delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The changeup gets him. Strikeout will retire the side. I gotta remind myself how the second out happened. Oh yeah, the shortstop caught a fly ball. So in that inning, no hits lead to no runs, no earned runs, 1 error on the second baseman. for Skutt, Bubba Day. And there is nobody left, or one man left on base. Sorry. And it is 0-0 through one full game, or one full inning. Sorry. Gotta pull it together. Back out for a second inning of work, Nolan Engel. Gotta tally up some more stats here. Okay, 4 for 9. Run. 2 Ks.
Leading off for Arbor Bank, number 12, Dylan Van Dyke.
I think they just called him Single Dill. Batting average leader for the tourney. I don't know what you want to be the minimum. Ted Kasabian is definitely up there. He's batting .667, but he only has 8 at bats. So I don't know if that qualifies. Swung on and hit right through the middle, and that'll be a single.
A single by
Dylan Van Dyke.
number
They did
5,
call him
Jack
Single Dill,
Solinsky.
and he comes through. Leadoff single brings up Jack Stalinsky. Jack not a part of the lineup yesterday against Rocky Mountain. Ball taken, 1-1. I'm going to have full stat leaders by tomorrow because everybody will have played at least 3 games. But it feels a little early to do that. Plus, I just haven't had the time to do it. He hits it right up the middle. It is scooped. The throw from Aragon, spinning and in and out of the glove of Gunter. Taking off for third is Dylan Van Dyke. And a good attempt from Aragon. He spun around, put it there, but it pops out of the glove of Gunter. He might have been safe anyways. We're going to call that an infield single.
Now batting number 20, Brendan Ruth.
So the runners in the corners now. Still nobody out here in the top of the second. Brendan Ruth is up. Oh, mound visit for Dalton Berg. Okay, he's going to stay in. They just wanted to talk to him. Fouled away. Strike one. And the ball blocked. Taken for second ball. Or no, first ball. Sorry, still writing down the stats. Runner starts to move, comes back. It's 2-1 here to Ruth, who's 1 for 5. Strike 2. Now a 2-2 count. Ruth. Watches strike 3. Strikeout looking. Berg gets the K. A crucial one. Now a double play can end the inning.
At number 1, Houston Barron.
Up comes Houston Barons. This is his first at-bat of the tournament. Unless there was one in the game, second game of the doubleheader on game 1. High ball. Where did that game go? Swung on and popped up into shallow right, calling for it. Trujillo, he will make the grab. The runner going to come home. The throw to home is a good one, and they didn't get him. He dodges the tag, and Skutt is on top. He used his arm, slid in, and slid that arm underneath the tag. Houston Barron gets a sacrifice fly on a very short ball. RBI brings in the runner Van Dyke, and the Skyhawks are on top 1-0. Gutsy base running. Nate Christensen now up. Oh, there it is. There's that game. Right? Should have been right before this. Why is the camera doing that? Soft grounder, put down, and throw from Berg is in and out of the glove of the first baseman. Gunter, yet again, can't grab it. That was a good throw from Berg, maybe a little bit across the bag. Anyways, I think that goes down as an error. It does.
Up to the plate, number 55.
They actually retroactively changed the infield single call on Stalinsky into an E3. Or an E3. This one also going to be an E3. So 2 on Gunter, who has gotten it in his glove and hasn't been able to finish it on solid throws. Stalinsky moves over to third on a second A3 of his time on the bases. And it brings up Austin Hansen, the leadoff man. He hit a single to begin us off. That's fouled away. Strike 1. Hansen started out the game with a leadoff single, was stranded on third. Can help out his compatriots now. Why is the camera doing that? Anyways. 0-1. Curveball swung on and lifted into right. Should be a routine play, and it is. That'll be the inning. Skyhawks put up 1 run thanks to a little sac fly from Houston Barron. And now Arbor Bank on top, 1-0 in the middle of the second. 1 hit leads to 1 run. It is unearned. There are 2 errors, both on Gunter. And 2 left on base. A little bit of U2. Beautiful day. I love this. The star of the soundtrack for Nim's Island. I don't know if any of you watched that. It's like a late 2000s little thing about ecological conservation. Also, like, you know, Home Alone, but in the jungle, you feel? That makes sense, right? Okay. Anyways, really liked that movie. Watched it many times as a kid. This was the star of the soundtrack.
Now, for Premier West, number 24, the designated hitter, Kenji Bray.
Here is Kenji Bray. He has been fantastic in this tournament. He pitched 5 2/3 last night. He swings and drives one deep into left center. That ball going back and caught near the track by Skutt center fielder Joseph Collega. So Bray really turned on that ball, but it was not enough to get it down. Brennan Gunter now up. 2 errors in the top of the inning. Ball was swung on, flared into left, and caught for out number 2.
Last of the second half of the inning brings up number 6, Jude Purvis.
Strike 1. This is Jude Purvis. The first time that he has come up in this tournament. Subbing in at third base. High ball. Taken. Swung on and hit hard and backhanded grab by the second baseman. What a play. That ball hard and able to be caught backhanded on one hop by Bubba Day. Good job there. That'll keep Premier off of the bases. Premier West player has something to say to Gunter. Or not player, the manager. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, nobody left on. 0-0. Or sorry, 1-0 for Skutt going into the top of the third. Gonna copy down these 2. Wyatt Hutchison. Girlfriend hates this song. She said that a teacher that she hated in school used to play it for the opening period of the day, and it would always put her in a bad mood because she associated it with that class. That's the same thing about, like, don't make a good song your alarm, because you're going to end up hating it.
Leading off for Arbor Bank, Bubba Day.
Swung on and hit high and deep into left. Day got a hold of one, and that one is to the track and off the wall, over the wall, ground rule double. That ball, a hop over the relatively large, like 8.5-foot wall in left center. That was a very deep shot. That's out of most parks.
Brings up number 13, Joe.
I suppose it was out of this one, but only kinda. Bubba Day leads off with a ground rule double. The first time I've seen that happen at this stadium, really. I think. No, maybe Evan Saunders at during the Legion Central Plains Regional. I think I remember him doing that. So I think it's happened once. Ball taken. Day on second. Brings up Collega, who is 4 for 10, batting .400. Ball 2 taken. Strike 1 in the zone. Strike 2. Two count. Swung on and hit down the right field line. That ball's got distance, and it is foul. Great contact from Collega. He was 3 for 4 yesterday against Pueblo. Against Rocky Mountain. In their walk-off extra innings victory. High ball 3. Count now full. Nobody out, man, on second. Berg pitching here to Collega. Swung on and fouled away. Count still full.
Please return all foul balls to the ticket booth for 50 cents.
Oh my goodness. Full count. Swung on and driven into center. That'll get down. Coming around. No, he will stay there. And the throw to home. Sneaking underneath it and using it to his advantage. Joseph Collega. He gets a single, and on the throw home, takes advantage of the time between the glove. Time to the glove there and reaches second on a fielder's choice. Bubba Day now on third. 2 in scoring position. Nobody out here. The top of the third. Skutt looking to stake an even bigger lead. Luke Van Dyke turns on 1 foul. He's 1 for 8 so far. Cloud's still looking pretty friendly. Not most of them. 0-1. In the dirt. Even count. Grounded softly over to third, but Bray doesn't know he needs to grab it. Is that Kenji? No, it's Jude Purvis. Purvis wasn't aware that was his ball. And that'll be an infield hit. That was odd. He thought that was kind of a shortstop play. Assumed that the shortstop, Aragon, would come in and take it. And instead, it's an infield hit. Dylan Van Dyke now up, batting over 500 in the tourney. He's 5 for 9. One ball, no strikes. Bases loaded, nobody out. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Cade Aragon almost falls forward with how much momentum he was using to push that, throw that ball back to the pitcher. Inside ball will get away and score a run. Bubba Day comes in. That was a inside curveball that most definitely was inside. Wild pitch, advances everyone. Bubba Day comes in to score after leading off the inning with that ground rule double. Dylan Van Dyke, strike two. He'll take it at the knees. Good location there from Berg. Many a Premier supporter here. Having a good time at the ballpark. Outside taken, ball 4. Berg unable to locate there, or was trying to stretch out the man and was unable to do so. I wonder if handedness has to be genetic, no? It can't just be like random. Or is it just like a learned thing? It might just be a learned thing, I don't know. Because I see a lot of brothers with different handedness, and I know that, you know, alleles and whatnot. That swung on and hit hard into right field. It'll bounce, though, over the head of the right fielder. A lot of opportunity here. One run scores, another one does. Van Dyke headed for third, and he's safe. The other one comes in. Skyhawks now up 4-0 on a double from Jack Stalinsky. Premier West right fielder Dalton Berg played a little bit in. That ball bounced off of the turf here over the head of him. It's not an error because it was a pat to the ball deal. But it did cost everyone a base and maybe even a run. That's hit high into center. It'll be caught. The throw home. It's a very good throw, but it's offline. And coming home to score, Dylan Van Dyke. Sacrifice fly from Brendan Ruth makes it 5-0. Skutt out to a big lead. He gets an attaboy from the coach on first base. Ruth getting the praise. And Houston Barron now up. He had an RBI fly out, sac fly. In the second inning. Now he comes up, one man out here in the third. First pitch a strike. Curveball, swing and a miss. Barron stretched out, reaching for a ball that wasn't his. No balls, 2 strikes. Popped up, foul territory, and out of play.
Please turn all foul balls to the ticket booth.
No balls, 2 strikes. High taken. Barron awaits the 1-2. Berg stares back at the runner. Looks, delivers. Curveball, just got a piece of it. Fouls it away. And we'll keep going. My help may be on the way, it seems. One, two. Swung on, back up the middle. Second base. Trujillo gets it. Feeds it to first. And 2 down now. Runner moves over to third.
Now batting for Arbor Bank, number 52, Nick Christensen.
2 outs now. It'll bring up Christensen. I saw my dad. You might be talking to somebody. Oh, there you go. Ball taken high. Christensen using the pink bat that Luke Van Dyke has. Very colorful deal going on with the jerseys and the bat there. Joined here by my dad, Mike Bell.
Hi everybody, good to be here. Oliver, you are calling games from dawn until dusk and then well into the night with the Firecracker, the fireworks event, and I'm going to do my best to eat up some innings, so to speak.
You're my Chad Cool.
Yeah, there you go. I'm whomever you can insert the middle relief pitcher today, and
Mike Montgomery.
there we go. I'll primarily here as play-by-play announcer take you through the next several innings as we join Omaha Skutt, Arbor Bank, Omaha Skutt Catholic in the lead 5-0 over a Premier West ball club from Colorado that definitely got everyone to the edge of their seat, going the distance in extra innings last night in a game won by the Post 22 Hard Hats 6-5. Hope all of you out there are enjoying your Friday. Not sure if it feels like Friday to you or Saturday or Wednesday. I have no idea. But however it is, I hope it's a good day. We're glad you're spending part of that day with all of us as we bring you Omaha Skutt versus the Premier West team from the Denver, Colorado area primarily. And our score is 5-0. Skutt with 6 hits. Premier West yet to record a hit. And there's a good play by Kenji Bray, throw over to first base.
It's Aragon today.
Oh, okay, it's Aragon.
I made that mistake as well. Don't take it personally.
I just get so used to the great Kenji Bray at shortstop for Premier West that I just assumed it was Kenji.
They're playing with the lineup today. They got both Aragons in. Kenji's at the DH.
Okay. Well, we go to the 4th inning. Omaha Skutt leading 5-0. And Skutt's record 2-1 in the tournament.
In the tournament, yeah.
2-1.
Or wait, no, 1-2. I messed that up.
Oh, 1-2. Okay. 1-2 in the tournament.
Here are the standings before the day started, or after the first game of the day.
Okay.
Since then, South Kingstown blew out Rocky Mountain, so Rocky Mountain in last. Premier moves up to 9th, and South Kingstown going to move ahead of Missoula into that 6 slot. But here's
So
what we
South
stand at.
Kingstown, Rhode Island, post 39, now 2-2.
Yes.
Is what you're sharing.
Yep, 2-2, and they'll be in that 6 slot, having lost head-to-head against Pueblo. Rocky Mountain now 0-3 in last place. The winner of this going to carve out a little room for themselves in that 6-7 slot with a chance to make a push on the last day. Premier West, not quite as easy for them. They have to play the 2-0 Pinnacle Bank team after this. And we'll see. I mean, they took a real shot at the Hard Hats. They could do it with this team as well.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this thing plays out and seeing some emotion displayed by one of the coaches for Premier West. These games mean a lot. These are big games, and you could see that in that moment a moment ago. Here we go. Let's bring you along. We begin the 4th inning. Mike Fell with Oliver Fell. Game 3 of day 3. Doing the math as best I can. This is game 15 of 29.
We're the midway point.
We are midway point in this game, in this inning.
No, it's the
perhaps.
next one.
Well, okay, you're right. We're almost to the midway point.
It could be
of this
if
tournament.
Skutt mercy rules.
That's true. So we are literally feeling it as though we are halfway through this 49th annual Firecracker Classic. There's a base hit to lead things off for Premier West. Cade Aragon gets aboard with a base hit to left field. And let's see if Premier West can make a stand. That was the first hit of the game allowed by Ryan Lynn, the starter for Arbor Bank Omaha Skutt. Maybe I'm bad luck for Mr. Lynn. I get behind the microphone. One pitch, base hit. Up until that point, he had yet to give up a hit. Now batting is Jake Kellogg. Jake Kellogg making his first appearance as the number 9 hitter in the lineup here for Premier West. Comes a pitch. That ball is off the glove of the third baseman towards the shortstop, and everybody's safe. I believe Jake Kellogg's going to get a single there. It was hit pretty hard.
It was.
We'll see if the official score has a different interpretation. I would call it an infield single.
I'm impressed by the power produced by Jake on that one. It says here exit velocity max at about 84. That felt like about all of it. That felt about 84.
It did. It seemed like he maxed out, so to speak, on that. Now here comes Dalton Berg. Dalton, his first time up, seemed to reach base on an error, perhaps, or maybe
he reached on a pass ball, strike
okay.
3.
And an orthodox way to reach first base.
Yeah.
But it counts. 2 men on, nobody out. Premier West with the makings of a rally. There's an inside-out swing that's going to drop for a base hit.
Oh, no!
And bounce all the way past the right fielder. The center fielder has to chase it down, and that'll score a run. So a base hit and an error on a
technically not an error
swing from Dalton Berg.
It's technically not an error.
Oh, is it a double? That bounces over the...
Yeah, we already had one of these, actually.
Okay, all right. Well, there's a...
It's technically not an error.
Stand-up bouncing double.
Because it's a path to the ball mistake.
Okay.
And that you can't call that an error officially.
All right, so let's give Dalton Berg an extra base hit. RBI, and Premier West is on the scoreboard 5-1. Cade Aragon scores from second base. Jake Kellogg standing at third, and now a pair of Premier West base runners are in scoring position, still with nobody out, as Ryan Lynn has run into trouble here in the bottom of the third inning after recording a pair of hitless innings in innings 1 and 2 to start the game. Now here comes Max Truglio.
It's Trujillo.
Oh, it's Trujillo. Max Trujillo. And Trujillo gets a piece of that ball.
Well, where my handwriting isn't fantastic.
No, it's okay. I know who gave you that handwriting. That'd be your dad. That's me. Who has such bad handwriting. I've been told I should have been a doctor, but if I was a doctor, it'd probably be fewer people on the planet than at the moment, so it's good I wasn't one. Here comes the pitch. That ball lifted to center field, and it is caught, but that'll score a run. That's a sac fly RBI, and it's a 5-2 ball game. Max Trujillo does what Max Trujillo needed to do, and that is earn a run batted in and exchange a run for an out here in the bottom of the third. And it's now a 3-run ball game, and there is a runner at third base in the person of Dalton Berg with just one out. So any kind of hard contact here from the number 3 hitter, Nate Hutchison, could really make this game competitive at 5-3. Give Premier West credit. No doubt you could not blame them if they had a little bit of a emotional, what you would call emotional hangover from being one strike away from defeating Post 22 Hard Hats last night on the road here in front of a good crowd on the 4th of July, and instead dropping a heartbreaker in extra innings and then coming back today.
Oh,
There's a ball hit to right,
caught.
and it's caught, and that'll drive home a run. There's a sac fly to right field. Nate Hutchison able to bring home Dalton Berg, or check that, Jake Kellogg. And now it's a 5-3 ball game. And here comes Kendrick Aragon. Kendrick Aragon from Farmington, New Mexico. New Mexico, of course, the land of enchantment. Here's an inside pitch for strike 1 to Kendrick.
What's Nebraska's thing?
Nebraska's the good
Really?
life.
Okay.
Here's a chopper. Technically, it's the Cornhusker State.
Oh yeah, but like their little.
The good life.
Yeah. Okay.
You're living the good life if you're living in Nebraska, and there's no place like Nebraska. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Kendrick, and that ball is hit behind the manager
Trying to
and
hit
the
his
third
coach.
base coach. Third base coach with a little bit of
Ooh,
a
look at the
ole
wheels.
move. And here comes the 0-2 pitch from Lynn to Aragon. Nobody on, 2 out. Premier West has rallied to send 3 men across the plate here in the bottom of the third to answer Skutt's 4-run inning in the top of the third and pull to within 2 runs. This game now looks like it will go 7 innings. This game does not have the complexion any longer of any kind of potential mercy rule contest. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Lynn. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And Kendrick Aragon is retired. That is the 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Ryan Wynn. And to recap the eventful bottom of the 3rd inning for Premier West, looking for their first win here at the 2024 Firecracker. Premier West scores 3 runs on 2 hits, or 3 hits. There were no errors, and there were no men left on base. Through 3 innings of play here in Game 3 of Day 3 of the Firecracker Classic, it's Omaha Skutt Catholic 5 and Colorado Premier West 3. You're watching Hard Hats TV.
Exciting. We got more on the schedule today. If you're not aware, Premier, only game 1 of their doubleheader in this one.
Just want to say how much fun it is to listen to you guys. I mean, my wife and I, we were at home watching the game because we didn't want to get out here right away. And when the geese flew in, and you just had such a great time with it. It was so cool. We really appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you so much.
I think you missed the geese.
I did.
There was the geese flew in the very end of the Pueblo game. Really messed up the Aztecas vibes.
All right, we bring you now the top of the fourth inning. It's a 5-3 game in favor of Skutt. There's a
Ooh, wow.
ball lifted to right, and it is off the wall, maybe at the base of the wall, and this could be three. Racing towards third is Christensen, and he's in with a triple. Can't see his first name, Oliver.
Nate.
Nate Christensen with a leadoff triple for Skutt. And it sure appears as though we have a established trend line in this game where if one team has a big inning, the other team's going to answer with a big inning of their own. And Skutt trying to get right back, get those runs back that they gave up in the bottom of the third here in the top of the fourth, getting a man to third base with a leadoff triple. And that was Nate Christensen batting in the 9 hole. And here comes Austin Hansen. Hansen 1 for 2 today. Pops it up. And I'm not able to see well because those shades are down.
Yeah.
I wonder if would you mind pulling those up a little, Oliver?
Sure.
Just up to the point where maybe I could see a little better down the line. Thank you. Here comes the pitch, and that ball fouled away. The count goes to 0-2 now. All right, let there be vision down the right field line. Oliver's position, I think, a little better to catch the view down the right field line than how I'm seated in the booth. So that was very helpful. Thank you all.
Yep, gotcha.
All right.
Somebody got to run the computer.
Here comes an 0-2 pitch to Hansen. That's just off the plate for a ball. Premier West's Nolan Engel hanging tough, trying to strand a runner at third. There's nobody out. If you're just joining us from a minute or two ago, Nate Christensen had a leadoff triple to right field. And there's a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Throw down the first in time. And Austin Hansen is retired by way of the strikeout. That is the second strikeout of the game for Nolan Engel, and that's a big out. As now Bubba Day comes up to bat. Bubba had a ground rule double. That's hard to come by in this ballpark. Here's a chopper in front of the plate. Catcher dives for it. Bounces a throw to first for a second out of the inning. That was a very awkward hop. Give credit there to Premier West's first baseman.
Yeah.
For making a very good play. That's Brennan
Gunter.
That's
cool because earlier in this game there was another one on a very similar play where Berg threw another one in that bounced in and out of his glove at first and was an error. So he's improved on that.
And here comes Joseph Callega. Joseph Callega. First pitch over for a strike. Second pitch lifted to right field, and it is trouble. And it's over the right fielder's glove. That'll score the run.
Another triple.
Joseph Callega pushing for 3. Can he get there? Yes, he can. That is a RBI triple. And Arbor Park Skutt Catholic, the Skyhawks, using the 3-bagger as a very potent weapon here in inning number 4. With a leadoff triple and then an RBI triple. How about the Skyhawks? They have made it 6-3. And boy, even Wahoo Sam Crawford, if he was still alive, would smile at this inning. He, of course, was the triples king in the big leagues from way back in the 1900s, early 1900s. There's a fly ball to left. That's caught for the third out in the inning. But thanks to not one, but 2 triples The Arbor Bank Skutt Catholic Skyhawks from Omaha, Nebraska have taken a 6-3 lead in the top of the fourth inning. Omaha Skutt was able to score 1 run on 2 very long RBI and leadoff triples. There were no errors, and there was 1 man left, not surprisingly, on third base. We've played half of this 7-inning ball game. We are officially at the halfway mark of the 49th annual Firecracker Classic, and our score, it's Skutt 6 and Premier West 3. This is Hard Hats TV. Well, we hope you are enjoying all 29 games, and we are halfway through game 15. And, you know, it is so great to enjoy baseball on America's birthday week, America's birthday holiday weekend. And we're having a lot of fun. And right now, Skutt is happy. They're up 3. But if Premier West can score 3 runs again, as they did in the bottom of the third, here in the bottom of the fourth, then we'll be tied. This game's still very much anybody's ball game, as heading to the mound is Ryan Wynn, and leading off is Kenji Bray. Kenji Bray is 0 for 2 today. Oh, rather, was out. Flew out to center his first time up. Kenji is the real deal. He is a tremendous ball player. There's a pitch over for a strike. That high strike being called in this game, I've noticed. It's very much open to interpretation, what to do with the high strike. Here comes the pitch. Yeah, ball is hit into left center field, and it gets past the left fielder. It'll go all the way to the wall, and Kenji Bray wants 3. He's going for a triple. He slides in there, and he has a triple for Premier West to lead off the 4th inning. Wow, we have seen 3 triples in this inning, in this game. That is the first time I can remember seeing 3 triples in 1 inning, Oliver.
Wow, that was something, and that ball had no business being a triple. It was like, okay, wow, that's a single. Oh, he can't get to it. That's double. Wait, what? You're going for 3? And then he's safe.
It just shows the wheels that Kenji Bray possesses. Here comes Brennan Gunter. Brennan sees the first pitch from Wynn across the plate for a strike. So Premier West quickly here has a man at third with nobody out. We're in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and let's see if Premier West can bring in a run. It looks like they will. There's a pop fly to right center field. It's caught, and that's going to bring home Kenji Bray from third base, and it's 6-4. So it didn't take long with a sac fly to center from Brennan Gunter to score Kenji Bray, who had the impressive leadoff triple. And now we're in a position where we're back to a 2-run ball game, and the bases are empty with 1 out. And here comes Jude Purvis.
Like nervous, never nervous Purvis Ellison.
Exactly. Never nervous Purvis Ellison from that legendary 1986 Louisville Cardinals Denny Crum coached basketball team.
Or top pick, what was his name? Purvis.
Ellison.
Oh no, there was another one. There was Purvis Scott for the Warriors.
Okay, I don't know him, but I sure know
Or Purvis Short.
all of the members of the '86 Louisville team, because there, of course, was the Cardinal Cannonball song that was really popular back in the day in country music circles. Jude Purvis, 2-2 count. If you want to YouTube it, it's a lot of fun. The Cardinal Cannonball. There's a pitch outside. I'd have to say that's my favorite college basketball song, the Cardinal Cannonball.
Over One Shining Moment.
That's not a basketball song. That's just a Luther Vandross classic that
Did
was
he not
used
write
in
it for it?
I don't think so. Here comes the pitch, and it's fouled back. He may have, but I didn't know that.
I don't either.
Luther Vandross.
They definitely bought it from him by now,
Had
but
so many great songs. Here comes the 3-2 pitch with one out, the base is empty, and that's ball 4. And the tying run for Premier West now comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that's truly remarkable when one considers the fact that Skutt led 5-0 and had a no-hitter going when we began the bottom of the 3rd inning. You talk about not only turning the tables, but spinning it around quickly. That's exactly what Premier West is doing here in innings 3 and 4. Is now Cade Aragon is the batter. Aragon from New Mexico, home of the Lobos. Here comes the pitch. That ball hit right at the second baseman. Throw back to first in time for a double play. So Premier West is doubled off first base. That'll be a 6-3 double play as Cade Aragon flies into a double play, and Jude Purvis, he had committed to second base, and he was easily doubled off of first. But thanks to a leadoff triple by Kenji Bray, and how big was Bray maybe stretching a double into a triple there?
He needed every base.
That made a big difference, and as a result, we have a 2-run ball game. It's Arbor Bank, Omaha Skutt Catholic 6, Premier West Colorado 4. Skutt has out-hit Premier West 8-4 in this game, but it's a 2-run ball game as we head to the 5th inning. Here in Game 3 of Day 3, we are now officially more than halfway through the Firecracker.
Yeah, big moment there. Excited to see how this plays out. Both of these teams in a position to help themselves in a nice way. These are the standings, of course. Both sides probably can make their way back up to the middle of the pack with a win here. Premier needs to do a little more lifting because they still got to win 2 games, and they have the 2-0 Papillion team later. But I don't know. They played the Hard Hats really hard. And it seems like they're a pretty deep team with a lot of guys all over the place. These replacements that they put in, or not replacements, but, the substitutions that they have put into the lineup have been hitting great with Cade Aragon and, Christensen now back in the lineup. All of that. A lot of new faces in here that have been working out. It seems like they got a lot of depth.
They sure do. Well, let's begin the 5th inning. It's a 2-run ball game. Omaha Skutt able to score in each of the last 3 innings, trying to add some runs in what is definitely not a safe 2-run lead. There's a pitch that goes all the way back to the screen. Dylan Van Dyke leads things off for Arbor Bank Skutt Catholic High School. In case you're wondering, Nebraska is the home of Arbor Day. And
what is that?
That's when we celebrate trees, planting a tree.
That's called Earth Day.
Earth Day actually came on the heels of Arbor Day.
Oh.
Earth Day tried to expand Arbor Day. I think we were just fine with Arbor Day. We didn't need, never. I'm not going to go down that line here. Count is 2-1 now. Dylan Van
Nothing
Dyke.
can change.
Dylan Van Dyke.
It has to be the same as 1981.
I'm going to go ahead and not talk politics and stay with baseball. There's a chopper to third. Throw to first in time. Dylan Van Dyke is retired to stake Premier West off to a better start than they have had the last couple of innings. The leadoff man reached in each of the first 4 innings in which Arbor Bank Skutt Catholic High School has come to the plate, but not here in the fifth. Here comes Jack Stolinsky. Jack fouls it up. That ball is in foul territory, but perhaps in play, and it's
Oh, he
just
missed it.
beyond the outstretched reach of the first baseman
Brennan
for
Gunter.
Brennan Gunter for Premier West.
Man,
So we'll do it all over again with an 0-1 count to Jack Stolinsky.
that's tough. He could have gotten there, and that's the third time now. An out probably should have been secured by Gunter when it hasn't been. First base, a position you take for granted sometimes.
Here comes the pitch. It's fouled over the pavilion. So I am from Omaha, folks. I think some of you may know that. Very proud to have attended Creighton Prep, graduated from Prep, the class of 1990. And Omaha Skutt had yet to open when I graduated as a Catholic school boy from Omaha. There's a foul
Ooh,
ball down the line.
barely.
But they had announced that Skutt was going to be built and would be opening. And so I had awareness of Skutt coming along, but I never had any experiences with Skutt. I've never been to the high school, but I feel a bit of some kinship here because of the fact that it is an Omaha Catholic school within the Omaha Archdiocese. There is a cut at a pitch through the zone. It's deflected off of the catcher for Premier West. The Omaha Skutt, man, they have been so successful. They have been a Class B football superpower. They have been
Is that
very good.
is that like your Class A in South Dakota terms?
Yes, or Class AA. There's a chopper.
He just keeps fouling them.
So it's the second highest level class in the state
Okay.
of Nebraska. Class B. There's Class A, Class B, Class C1, Class C2, Class D1, Class D2, and then there's 6 man.
Yeah.
Count is 1-2 now.
What do you think about
To
sanctioning
Jack
flag
Stolinsky.
football? That's a thing that's being pushed
I'm
around in a
all
lot of
for
places.
it for the girls.
Girls, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. And girls should be able to play football too. There's a pitch outside. Count now 2-2 to Jack Stolinsky.
Arizona recently rolled that out. It was a very exciting thing. First coin toss done by Kyler Murray. Big moment. And it was very popular among the high school people out there. Got to cover a game or two of that for the school that I was writing articles on.
I'm not sure volleyball programs would like it too much.
Because it's a
Because
fall sport.
volleyball is a fall sport in South Dakota, and you'd have to. There would be girls perhaps choosing to play football, flag football, instead of volleyball. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Jack Stolinsky goes down on a nice pull the string pitch from Nolan Engel for Premier West. That is the third strikeout of the game for Nolan. And now here comes Brennan.
This is Nolan Christensen.
Oh, Nolan.
Or no, Nate
Oh,
Christensen.
we're down. Really? Okay. I lost on my scorebook here because it says here Brendan Rath should be coming up to bat.
And Ruth, but also this is 52. Yeah, this is Christensen.
Okay. Well, maybe I don't know what happened.
Me neither, but it doesn't look
All
like
right, so
you're too
Nate-
far off
Nate-
totally, but
Christensen is now the hitter. We're going to have a delay as Nolan Engel ties his shoes, ties his cleats.
how were you taught? Were you taught the bunnies? What were you taught? Go around?
Excuse me? I'm not
Like,
sure
what's
what
the idea? Like, right now it's...
Here comes the pitch. That ball is struck hard and deep to left field, and that's going to go to the wall. That'll be a stand-up double for Nate Christensen, and that's back-to-back extra base hits for Nate. And now there's a man in scoring position with 2 outs for the Skyhawks. Now here comes Austin Hansen. Austin Hansen trying to make it a 7-4 ball game.
Every run matters.
Yep, this is one of those games where every run is seemingly essential. That ball is hit to right, should be caught. And it is. And that will do it for the top of the 5th inning for the Arbor Park Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. They did not score for the first time since the first inning. There was one hit. There were no errors, and there was one man left on base. Through 4.5 innings here at Fitzgerald Stadium in Rapid City, South Dakota. It's Skutt 6, Premier West coming up. Currently with 4 runs. This is Hard Hats TV.
Trying to make it so that there's not input lag from our IP camera, because I see that like I click whenever I'm doing it right now, where now that I can put the focus on it, I'm adjusting the pitch camera, switching it out when there's a hit, but it's like a second behind, which isn't so bad because I'm missing them usually, but when I'm hitting, it's like a swing and then a swing, which is kind of tough. I'm gonna look into that, but the settings I think that are a card like are supposed to change it. Not doing that big a deal. Sorry about that. I was just had to reset it, so that's why we're gonna get this for like half a second. Okay, we're good. All right, away we go.
We bring you now the bottom of the 5th inning. Jake Kellogg, the number 9 hitter, to lead things off. He's 1 for 1 with a single back in the 3rd inning, in which he scored. That 3rd inning for Premier West really gave us a ball game. It was 5-0 with Premier West yet to scratch across a hit off of Ryan Wynn. But after a 3-run 3rd, everything's changed. There's a bunt handled by Wynn, throw to first in time to get the leadoff hitter for Premier West. That time the bunt just didn't do much. It went right back to the pitcher, and that was a pretty easy out. Bunting your way on, it's special skill. You almost have to have a drag bunt towards third to get on base.
I'm partial to the first base bunt, especially if a team's making errors.
There's a long fly ball. It might be fair, could be foul, and it could be gone, and it's foul. It left the ballpark, but just foul. The home plate umpire said the ball went to the right of the foul pole at 325 feet down the line from home plate. And Dalton Berg almost had a home run. Instead, he's down in the count 0-1. Man, that was almost a moment to celebrate if you're a Premier West fan. And man, that was so close to being a home run. Now, many of the fans thought it got out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it did get out.
The home run, it did. The home plate umpire, to their credit, to his credit, was right on the line and was all over that call, which is all you can ask. Here comes the pitch from...
Never mind. Time called.
Wynn to Berg. Let's see what Dalton can do here. Maybe he can do it all over again, but have it fair this time. Nope, he pops the ball over the dugout and out of play.
It almost hit somebody's bag.
Almost did. See if one of the kids races down the hill to get the ball.
No, they're over here.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of kids, Logan Torvey out here. He's going to be joining us for the next game.
That'll be
Son
great.
of Calvin Torvey, former Hard Hats TV operator.
There's a swing, and that ball is deep, and that might be trouble. It is trouble. It bounces in front of the warning track, and Dalton Berg does get an extra base hit on a long double to left center field in the power alley to lead things off here in the bottom of inning number 5. And it looks as though Premier West, with 1 out, has a chance to chisel their way even closer. Dalton Berg just a couple feet away from a home run down the right field line on a ball that went just to the right of the foul pole towards Rapid Creek. And now Max Trujillo is up to bat. Let's see what Matt's able to pull off here. Can he make it a 6-5 or 6-6 game? Let's see. Lynn looks back at second. kicks, fires home. That ball is lifted towards the shallow center field area, and there's a catch made by the shortstop for the second out in the inning. Good play right there by shortstop Nate Christensen. He tracked the ball and made a hard catch look easy. Now here comes Nate Hutchison. Nate trying to bring home Dalton Berg from second base. Skutt 6, Premier West 4. You're watching live coverage of game number 3 of our 6-game showcase today on a Firecracker fireworks display Friday. Of course, tonight, the Missoula Mavericks Post 22 Hard Hats meeting right before the ultimate fireworks display in Rapid City.
I wonder if that was
Here
intentional.
at Fitzgerald Stadium.
That was the line. That was the exact matchup on Firework Night last year.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think that we want to do it with Missoula
I
every
think
time.
it's just special to get Coach Torvey and that 32-year veteran coach from Missoula together and have a great game between those two great programs. There's a wild pitch from Lynn, and advancing from second to third is Dalton Berg. So now Berg just 90 feet away in this 2-run ball game. It's a 2-1 count. Ryan Wynn behind in the count 1-2 to Nate Hutchinson. Man at third. That ball is hit very high. It's playable, called for by the third baseman who makes the final grab of the inning to strand Dalton Berg at third base. Well, what was almost a home run ends in a man stranded at third in the case of Dalton Berg, as he hit the ball all the way out of the ballpark, but just to the right of the foul pole. That's the big story of the 5th inning. Premier West comes up empty as they did not score. They had one hit. That was a Dalton Berg double. There were no errors, and there was one man left on base. We've played 5 innings of baseball here at Fitzgerald Stadium in Rapid City. Our score, it's the Skyhawks of Arbor Bank Skutt Catholic from Omaha, Nebraska 6, and the Premier West team from the Colorado area, the Denver, Colorado area 4. Mike Fell with Oliver Fell, and here's Oliver to tell you a little more what's going on.
Okay, we will see how this game plays out. Skutt with a real chance to make some noise. They got to finish this out. They'll finish. If they do, they'll finish the day 2-2. They have only one game tomorrow, but it is a tough one. Skutt gonna have to play against the host team, the Post 22 Hard Hats, in the final game of play. But they would set themselves up for a real chance and a shot at playing for third place with a win here.
Big, big game in progress, and a good game in progress. Now here comes Bubba Day. Bubba has a ground rule double. He's 1 for 2 today. 1 for 1 today.
A lot of first pitch strikes coming from Berg in this one.
Here comes the pitch from, is it Dalton Berg on the mound?
Yep.
Dalton Berg. Nolan Engel closed the book on Nolan with 5 innings.
Never mind.
Oh, I'm just going with what you tell me, Albert.
I understand. I'm wrong.
So, Nolan Engel's still on the mound.
The fatigue is getting to me.
There's a chopper to short. Kenji Bray throws to first, not in time. That time the ball seemed to be within the purview of the third baseman for Premier West, Jude Purvis. He couldn't get to the ball. By the time it got through to Kenji Bray, the leadoff man, Bubba Day, was well on his way to first, and he was able to reach. There was really nothing that the great Kenji Bray could do about that
one's
smash in the hole.
We're back into, that's Aragon.
Oh, it's air gun. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Aragon could. There's not much Aragon could do about it. He may be great too. I just haven't seen him stand out quite like Kenji. Count is 1-0 to Joseph Kalego.
Kalia.
Kalega.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like Lego. Okay, Kalega.
Sorry.
That's all right. You just as long as
Oh.
you can read your own handwriting, that's the key. And I
Mhm.
wasn't here when the game started. I was doing some business across town. Count is 1-1 now to Joseph Kalega. Man on, nobody out. Skyhawks trying to add some key insurance runs here in the top of the 6th inning. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. That ball is chopped up the middle. Aragon can't throw to second, and he can't reach first in time. And Kaleka showing some good speed, able to pick up an infield single. And Bubba Day is at second. Bubba had a really good jump down the line towards second base. And that was a central part to why there were no outs recorded on that last play. Here comes Luke Van Dyke. Luke is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. It's a beautiful day for baseball. We've had a lot of great weather with the notable exceptions of when some storms have popped up and gone through. There's a
Not again.
To first, and picking off Joseph Kaleka is first baseman
Brennan Gunter.
Brennan Gunter. So that's the second time in the last 3 innings we've seen a double play in which a smash has been, flare has been caught by an infielder, and then the throw to first has picked off the base runner. So that is a 4-3 double play. There's a grounder to second, throw to first in time, and that'll do it. Dylan Van Dyke is retired on a ground out to second base. And Luke Van Dyke, he flew into a 4-3 double play putout that resulted in a stranded runner in the 6th inning. So for the second consecutive inning, Nolan Engel for Premier West has been able to put up a 0 on the scoreboard and keep the game close for Premier West, who is continuing to chisel away at what was originally a 5-run deficit and now is just a 2-score ball game. To recap the top of the 6th inning, there were no runs, there were a pair of hits, there were no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. Through 5.5 innings here in Rapid City, it's the Skutt Skyhawks 6 and Premier West 4. This is the 49th edition of the Firecracker Classic.
Yeah, having a little technical difficulties. We'll see how this goes. Premier West going to play their game next. They'd really like a win here because the next one's going to be even tougher. Papillion, 2-0 right now. Beat the Rhode Island team and beat the... Who else did they get? They got... You were broadcasting that game. What was it? 9-3 over Pueblo, which is a very impressive win.
Score from Wrigley Field on a Friday afternoon. Chicago Cubs lead the Los Angeles Angels in interleague play 3-1.
Now pitching for Omaha, number 11, Jan Pass.
We have a new pitcher on the mound for Omaha Skutt. See who number 11 is for Skutt Catholic. Gavin Cass is the new pitcher out of the bullpen as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ryan Wynn, a good day. He's currently in position to get a victory. Ryan Wynn going 5 innings strong, giving up 4 runs, all of them earned, and striking out 3. opposing hitters.
Now batting the fourth
Now
hitter,
here comes
Aaron.
Gavin Cass to face the middle of the order for Premier West. Kendrick Aragon, Kenji Bray, and Brennan Gunter due up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kendrick Aragon from New Mexico waits for a pitch. That pitch is outside for a ball. New Mexico's largest city, Albuquerque. Give you $1 if you could spell Albuquerque.
ALBUQUERQUE. Albuquerque.
And I don't think you got that.
You know?
You're close. I think you got one off in the other off.
I said a U. ALBU.
I'm not sure about that one. Here comes the 2-0 pitch.
ALBU.
And that ball is popped up and playable.
I got it.
For the second baseman, and it is caught for out number 1. That ball seemingly stayed in the sky for a long time before the Skyhawks waited for that ball to come down. And yes, Oliver has spelled Albuquerque correctly.
I won a GOB.
And he gets
I won a geography B in middle school, baby.
He gets $1.
Woo!
And has now managed to go a little crazy in the process.
I take great pride in it.
Now the batter for Premier West. Nobody on, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. And yes, Oliver shows his geography knowledge and his spelling capabilities all at once.
Yeah.
There's a pitch over the plate for a ball. Oliver, do you remember the name of the minor league baseball team in Albuquerque?
They're the Isotopes.
Very good.
They're currently the AAA for the Mariners. That's why I know.
Oh, okay. Impressive. Here comes a pitch. And that's over for strike 3. And Kenji Bray is a strikeout victim for the first time today. And Gavin Cass really showing everybody something here at the ballpark. Coming out of the bullpen and retiring a pair of Premier West stars in Kendrick Aragon and Kenji Bray. And now here comes Brennan Gunter. Pitch to Gunter is just off the plate for ball 1.
Oh, the throw back to the pitcher a little high.
That's okay. Right now we have a breeze coming out of the north. Appears the entire weekend will be in the 70s. It'll get really hot starting Monday, but that's after the Firecracker Classic concludes. We've got a fan out there on the back railing. He's getting a lot of sun today. He's just.
Oh yeah, he's been here the last few days. That's tanning grandpa.
He's getting tanning grandpa. There you go.
That's what I've been calling him.
That's a good name for him. All right, there's a pitch over for a strike. Tanning grandpa.
I talked with somebody last year. I don't remember where it was, but one of the tournaments, and they were talking about the guy that was by the home dugout and how every time that he was there, they won. And that's what they remembered most from coming out here for a tournament.
Wow. Count is 3-1 now with 2 outs to Brennan Gunter. Here comes the pitch from Gavin Cass. The pitch is chopped off of the leg of Gunter to move the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gavin Cass trying to shut the door on Premier West here in the 6th inning.
When Czars opened. I don't know why that happened.
And here comes the pitch, and that ball is chopped foul. And we'll do it again. The wind blowing mysteriously, blowing open the back door to our broadcast booth.
Or he's got like ding dong ditched with a door handle. Is there a kid standing in
I
front
don't know.
right
It's
now?
always Mayday somewhere, I guess. Here comes a pitch, and Gavin Cass has the ball chopped back to his glove. Throw to first in time, and that'll do it. Gavin Cass with a very impressive 1-2-3 inning for the Skutt
Omaha
Skyhawks.
6, Premier West 4.
And we have now reached the end of the 6th inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors in the 6th inning. We go to the 7th, and Arbor Park Skutt Catholic will send Jack Stolinsky, Brendan Rath, and Haston Buren to the plate, trying to pick up some key insurance runs in this 2-run game currently led by Skutt Catholic. If Skutt Catholic can hang on and win, and they're 3 outs away from getting the victory, they will raise their full play mark to 2 wins and 2 losses and have a chance to get to above 500 when they take the field tomorrow in day 4 of the Firecracker Classic. We're so glad to have all of you with us. It may be hard for you to concentrate on your work right now. You're so into this game.
Ooh.
That's okay.
I've got a segue.
That's an American experience. Go ahead, Albert.
Speaking of American experience and concentrating on your work, this is not the case in every country. You know, you have your holiday, then you get this one weird, awkward day, and before you can enjoy the weekend, that kind of thing. In Japan, if a holiday lands one day away from the weekend, they get another day off the day after called the People's Holiday to make it a weekend.
Wow.
I think that's a novel concept we could use.
I like it, Albert. It's always great to learn from our neighbors. They certainly learn a lot from us. We now go to the top of the 7th inning. Stolinsky to lead things off. Omaha Skutt in their light green tops with the white pants and the interesting striping on the side sleeves with the Arbor Park AP regular caps and the SC batting helmets. And here we go. Stolinsky facing off against Nolan Engel. Comes a pitch, and that ball is an inside-out cut, dropped by
Who's
the
getting
pitcher, and nobody will even handle the ball as Stolinsky gets to first in a very unusual way to lead things off here in the 7th inning, and that should be some kind of error. And Mateo Rousey, thank you, is the new relief pitcher, relieving Nolan Engel, who goes 6 innings for Premier West and currently stands as the pitcher on the wrong side of the ledger. Nolan Engel will not be able to earn a victory today. He stands to be the losing pitcher unless Premier West can rally for 2 runs or more in the bottom of the 7th. And we have a courtesy runner. Who was that pitcher? Rousey. Mateo Rousey, the new pitcher for Premier West. Count is 1-0 to Brennan Rath. So Jack Stolinsky did reach with an infield single according to the official scorer. I wasn't sure how that was going to be scored. Now we know. Comes the 1-0 pitch to Brennan Rath. There's a chopper to short. Throw to second is going to get the lead runner for the first out of the inning. So Jack Stolinsky is retired 6-4. Good play there by Aragon. Manning shortstop today. Brennan Rath able to reach on a fielder's choice. And now Houston Baran due up. Houston 0 for 2 today. Here's an inside pitch to Houston. And the count goes to 1-0. wonder how many times when you grow up with the name Houston, somebody says to you, Houston, we have a problem, or Houston,
Many.
you have a problem.
Bet a
I
lot.
just don't think people think about that when they give that name out.
It's also been a very popular name recently.
Here comes a throw down to second, stolen base attempt, and he's out as the base runner put his hand and body off the bag as the tag was applied. Great head job by the umpire to motor over from the first base line and be on top of that. Great piece of umpiring there. Brennan Rath caught stealing. That is a 2-6 put out, and now there are no men on base for Houston Brand. Now, if your name is Dallas, it almost guarantees that you've got a spot at a poker table later in life.
Or Cy
That's
Young.
what I know about Texas first names. Comes a 2-1 pitch. That's over for a strike. Count now 2-2.
I'm waiting to meet my first Waco or Lubbock.
Yeah, I haven't seen those names yet.
Me neither.
But you know what? There's still time for those names to
Lubbock's
be
a
given
cute
out.
girl name.
We're also waiting, and those of us in the Catholic community, for the first Saint Houston. We haven't come across the Saint Houston that I'm aware of yet. Here we go.
What?
3-2 pitch.
Where's that come from?
Well, certain names are saint receive sainthood. Depending
Sure.
on someone's canonized, there's a foul ball out of play.
It's just so out of left field.
It's baseball. Broadcasting.
I
Anything
suppose.
can come in from anywhere, including the geese today, I
Yeah.
understand. Well, there you go. If you can talk about geese, I can talk about sainthood. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. That's over for strike 3, and that'll do it for the Skyhawks for Omaha Catholic Skutt High School in the top half of the 7th inning. Good play, good job there by Mateo Rousey to get a 1-2-3. Well, not a 1-2-3 inning, but a scoreless 7th inning. There were no runs. There was one hit. There were no errors, and there were no men left on base. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance, last call for Premier West to make a rally and perhaps achieve something that their opponent last night was able to do, rallying from a multiple run deficit in the bottom of the 7th for Premier West. On the mound for Arbor Park Skutt Catholic is Gavin Cass for his 2nd inning of relief duty. This is a save situation, and we'll see here if Gavin can shut the door. He will face the bottom of the order for Premier West. Jude Purvis, Cade Aragon, and Jake Kellogg due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We may have a pinch hitter, actually. Oliver, who's number 19? Can you help me on that? Austin Malecki is going to pinch hit for Jude Purvis to lead things off. And we have seen Malecki pitch extremely well earlier in this tournament. Now he's going to try to come through and become a catalyst for what Premier West fans hope is a 7th inning rally. Here comes a pitch from Cass to Malecki, and that pitch is below the zone for ball 1. On deck is Cade Aragon. Jake Kellogg is in the hole. Premier West trying to find a way. They've rallied from 5 runs down to make it a 2-run game. They've yet to make it a 1-score game, a 1-run game. But they are looking to get all the way back here in the bottom of the 7th. They must score 2 runs to force extra innings. 3 runs would walk it off and give Premier West a much-needed victory. There's a outside pitch. The count goes now to 2-1. Austin Malecki, right-handed hitter, with a very upright stance. Waits for the pitch from Gavin Cass. Cass looks in, gets his sign. Left-hander kicks and fires, and that ball hit hard towards second, off of the second baseman's glove, and that's an infield single for Austin Malecki here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here comes Premier West. The tying run now steps into the batter's box in the person of Cade Aragon from New Mexico. Premier West trying to make something happen in the bottom of the 7th. Gavin Cass looks at first base. Now gets his sign, fires home. That pitch outside for ball 1. Of course, it's harder to steal a base more often than not against a left-handed pitcher because they can see what's happening at first. That said, 1 run won't do it. It's going to take 2. Here comes the pitch. That ball is hit into left field for a base hit. And now Premier West really has something going. A set of singles to begin the home half of inning number 7 now sends the winning run to the plate as Jake Kellogg comes out to talk to his coach as there is a conference on the mound between Gavin Cass and his backstop battery mate, Jack Stolinski. Big spot here for Jake Kellogg with 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning here in Game 3 of Day 3, the midway game of this Firecracker Classic.
He's got a small zone to catch. We saw him pinch hit in the 8th inning against the Hard Hats last night in extras. He already has a hit here today. He could do it again, but that small zone, something to account for.
Squaring to bunt is Kellogg. It's a perfect bunt. Handled by the catcher.
Oh,
The
it's so
first
awesome.
in time, but the tying runs have advanced into scoring position. Jake Kellogg with a masterful bunt. And now somebody is out. And there is an argument. And
He's
the
ejected.
manager is thrown out of the game for Premier West. I don't know what the
Are
argument
they both going to get ejected?
consisted of. And we have a situation on our hands. The head coach for Premier West has been tossed from the game. One of the umpires is making sure he leaves, and the coach for Premier West having some additional words. And I don't know if there was just an out at first or somewhere else.
I think it's just the out of first.
I think it was an
Which
out
was
at
just
first.
correct.
And now the umpire pointing at the coach. And
I think Darren's going to
looks
escort
like
him out.
Darren Good is going to escort
Looks like Cindy Roach
Premier
also.
West's manager off of the premises. We've seen this earlier this season when a opposing
It was the
manager
shooters.
in the, I think in maybe the Veterans Classic.
It was the shooters manager.
That's right. So we have runners at second and third. The first base coach now slides over to become the third base coach. And Jake Kellogg, what a marvelous sacrifice bunt. He's out 2-3, but his manager is now out of the game as Darren Good will escort the coach for Premier West. I believe that's Derek Hines off of the premises here for arguing that last call. So now runners are at second and third with 1 out. Tying run is at second. There's a wild pitch. That'll score a run. And now the ball gets away. The runner gets back to third. And we have a 6-5 game. Premier West fans are going wild as Austin Malecki scores on a wild pitch to Dalton Berg, the hitter. Cade Aragon now advances 90 feet to third base, and there's still just 1 out. So any kind of fly to the outfield you would expect, or hard infield contact might just tie the game at 6 with one out here in the 7th. Gavin Cass's pitch, chopped foul for strike 2. What an exciting game we have had for you here in game 3 of this Firecracker Classic. Dalton Berg, the hitter, waits for the 0-2 pitch from left-hander Gavin Cass. Cass gets his sign, fires home, it's low, and that moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
2 balls.
2 balls
They're
and
just
2
behind over
strikes
there.
to Dalton Berg. Berg calls for time. Skyhawks versus Premier West. Skyhawks leading by 1. 2 outs away from a victory. There's a chop foul, and we'll do it all over again at 2-2. Tying run is at third base in the person of Cade Aragon from Farmington, New Mexico. Dalton Berg, the hitter, the left-handed hitter, waits for the pitch from the left-handed pitcher. With everything on the line here in the bottom of the 7th. Here comes the pitch. That ball tipped into the glove for strike 3. And the Skyhawk dugout erupts on the far side of the field. 2 gone. Gavin Cass with his 3rd strikeout of the relief appearance.
Now we're complaining in the dugout at the both sides don't like this
Now here comes Max Trujillo. Max trying to bring home Cade Aragon with the tying run. Gavin Cass and Skutt 1 out away from a win. There's a pitch. It gets away from the catcher. Throw home. There's a tag. I think it's in time. It is, and the game is over. A bang play at home plate secures a win for Omaha Skutt High School 6-5. The final out of the game in what would have been a slide to tie the game at 6-6. Instead is a blocked out at the plate, a 2-1 put out at home plate, retiring Cade Aragon, and that is a winner for the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. What a baseball game we just witnessed. There was 1 run in the bottom of the 7th inning on a total of 2 hits, and there were no errors, and there was no man left on base. Omaha Skutt wins it 6-5. They get up to 2-2 in pool play, getting to 500. Premier West drops to 0-3. A painful loss to go along with a heartbreaking loss last night. And what a game we just saw. Congratulations to the Arbor Bank Skutt Catholic Skyhawks, now 2-2 in the tournament. They hold on and literally win the game with the tag play at home plate to retire the side in the 7th and hang on after taking a 5-0 lead in the top of the 3rd. They squeak it out, a 6-5 win, out-hitting Premier West 12-7 and not committing a single error in this game. What a game, Oliver.
Absolutely. It doesn't come down to that usually. But, yeah, just a great game. Skutt gets the win they need. They're now 2-2. Premier going to have to reel with it. And I believe now, it might be a different umpiring crew, but it's a doubleheader. He's back. The manager was making his way back down for game 2 of the doubleheader. It's going to be that was a great play at home. I think that I know what Premier would have been upset about is that he sat on the plate, kind of blocked it from being touched. But the tag was down in time anyways, I think.
Well, I think in that situation, it's not a situation you see very often, and the instinct is to defend and guard the plate and make that tag. What a game and what a finish. You have to give your tip at the cap to Premier West. They fought back and they were literally one play at home plate away from forcing extras after trailing 5-0. Great win for Skutt Catholic. They're 2-2. They will take the field tomorrow and try to get a winning record in pool play and work themselves up to a high position of finish. And for Premier West, not once but twice now, they have seen the end come into a position in which they have to be very frustrated when the game was complete. Well, I'm now going to turn it over to you, Oliver, and Logan Torvey. Enjoy Game 4, ladies and gentlemen, of the Firecracker Classic, day number 3. And it's going to be a fun night. Fireworks tonight. Expos come up to the plate in Game 5, and the Hard Hats take the field in front of, we're sure, a packed house tonight before a great fireworks display. Doesn't get more American, more Rapid City than this here at Dave Flew Field at Fitzgerald Stadium. Enjoyed being with all of you today, and have a great rest of the day, everybody.
You guys know why you got Tom?